So what is up, everybody? It is Rodak from Rodak Survival, and we are back with some more video. I haven't seen you guys in forever. Missed you guys. Hope you miss me. If you don't, that's fine as well. But it's been a while since I've talked to you guys on camera, so I figured I would talk to you guys about something I learned this week. And at first, it didn't make a lot of sense, but the more I started to think about it and it really got my mind going, I was like, man, this really makes a lot of sense. And I can't take any credit for thinking of this idea on my own. This is all shout out to Andrew Schulz. I heard him say it on all the podcasts. This is someone I follow a lot of. I love his comedy. I love the podcast, Flagrant 2, Keep It Tight, right? So shout out to Andrew Schulz. This is all his idea. I cannot take any credit for this, but if I can explain it to you guys, I might butcher it. But if you want, go listen to his podcast, Flagrant 2 podcast, and he'll be able to explain it a little bit more, or Brilliant Idiots. And yeah, let's just hop right into it. Hey guys, so earlier this week, when I was listening to the podcast, I heard him say that by him becoming nothing, he got everything. Now, I've always believed that expectations are the key to life. When we set expectations and we don't reach them, they make us down. And so what he meant by that, and what he was explaining, is that he was attached to outcome. And what he was saying is once he became detached from that outcome, that's when everything started to come. So essentially, becoming nothing gets you everything. Expecting nothing, you get everything in return. He made his own special, all these sort of things, wasn't able to get it put out or anything like that, so he did it himself. He had to be humbled and did it all himself and didn't expect anything, and that's when everything started to come, and that's when everything started to get bigger for him. And so it makes a lot of sense. So this is how I can maybe try to break it down. I don't know if you've ever seen those videos on Instagram or Facebook or on YouTube or anything like that, where they'll do like a social experiment where they'll give someone that's homeless like 20 bucks and tell him, you know, and just give him $20, see what he does with it. And then they send in somebody else that's in on it to show that they're going through a rougher time than them. Even though that homeless person's dealing with way more, they'll send in somebody that says, I watched a video the other day where this guy was sitting next to the guy on the bench and was saying, man, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to afford my daughter's medicine, and was crying, and it was all set up, obviously. And the homeless guy had already went to Target and bought himself a sleeping bag and all this other stuff. Well, the homeless guy asked that man to watch his bag, and went to Target, returned all his stuff, came back with the money and gave it to the guy. Even though that homeless man had so much more going on in his life, he wasn't expecting anything in return. He was giving to give because he was a great person. He wasn't expecting to give this guy $20 and money fall in his lap. He was just giving to give. There was no outcome attached to it. So even if he received nothing, he was no longer disappointed because he received the joy of knowing that he made someone else better. And so what ended up happening was he gave the guy the money. The guy tried to refuse 2 or 3 times. And then when the guy finally took the money, he said, you know what? Since you have done this great deed today, here's $500 more. And the homeless man broke down, started crying, all that. And that's because there was no outcome. If that man went over there expecting like this guy's gonna go buy me dinner, or this guy's gonna go buy me this, or just expectation, any expectation of nothing other than just being a good person, then there's a chance for disappointment there. And it makes so much sense because so much of our lives we go through thinking about having expectations and we're disappointed when we don't get it. How about we just fall in love with the process of getting toward whatever goal that is, and then whatever we get out of it, that's just extra. Because even if you get nothing, you still were so happy that you made it in the first place. You still were so happy with that whole process that led up to it, that even if you get nothing out of it, you're still happy. If you expect to get something out of everything, you're always gonna be disappointed about that. And like I said, I don't know if I'm coming off and saying this correctly, but I hope it makes sense to you guys, and I hope I'm not butchering it too bad, but man, like, it makes so much sense. Fall in love with the process of something instead of the outcome. Don't fall in love with the outcome, because the outcome is always gonna leave you disappointed because you're always gonna want more. Just fall in love with the process of it, and anything that comes after it is just extra icing on the cake, cherry on top. So I hope I didn't ramble on for too long, guys. I hope you all enjoy this, but that's gonna be it for me today, guys. More videos coming soon, and if you enjoyed the video, drop a like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all in a later video. Peace.